Okay, it is about time, although way behind schedule, and we like to apologize for kicking off a little bit late. It's the boombar on your boom radio NG. My name is Shola Rogers. We're here now, trying to put things right, trying to make it happen. If you're just joining us for the first time, I bid you a warm welcome to the boombar. My name, once again, Shola Rogers.
And my name is Ola Dolupo. Welcome to the bar this interesting Thursday afternoon. It has been a very interesting day. There's definitely a lot to talk about. There's a lot to actually check. There's a lot of things that we're going to be talking about, from a lot of politics to EFCC is a lot in the news today as they're returning money to someone. They are what's the word now? They are arresting people. So yeah, there are a lot in the news. A particular man looks like is not. He has a lot of woes. He has a lot of illnesses all at the same time. We definitely would. So we'll definitely talk about it. So on that note, good afternoon. Welcome to the bar this afternoon.
All right. Yes, there's a lot to unbundle. There's a lot to talk about. We are going to basically breeze through because there's so much. Probably be, abridging at some point. So. Let's talk politics.
Oh yeah, everybody's it's politics season. Let me put it like that. Definitely politics. Everybody is going on. Everybody has something to say, and like usual, it's not a new thing. First things first. The one of the spokespersons of the PDP is in the news. The singing senator is the singing senator. Senator Dino Melai has something to say. It says that the former vice president Atiku Abubakar will defeat Bola Tinubu in Lagos State.
Interesting. That's a very strong statement.
That's a very bold statement.
But it's politics.
Very bold statement to make.
It didn't stop there. He has his permutations.
Oh, okay. Please, what are these?
What he said is that, and now I'm quoting him, not necessarily verbatim, but he said that they defeated Tinubu in Osun State, which he claims to be Tinubu's ancestral home.
Yeah.
And that if they could do that to him in his home, they would do that to him in Lagos. And that the last time that Atiku came to Lagos, it was widely and gladly received by the people, that the people were all over Abubakar Atiku. So for this reason, and one or two other reasons, the PDP is definitely going to defeat APC, or shall I say Atiku will defeat Tinubu in Lagos. Okay,
I think that his reason might not be far-fetched. It might not be a bad idea at some point, but where I would differ a little bit is that two things. Number one, we know that Osun State is not Lagos State. Yeah. APC, Lagos State has been the stronghold of APC, of starting from AD to
Tinubu.
Basically of Tinubu since 1999. Also, another angle that I would take it from, not even because of Tinubu, I'll take it from Osun State as in itself. Mm-hmm. I think that Osun State is very peculiar. From a while ago, Osun State has not been very decisive. Let me put it like that. Even if you look at this results that came out last time, it's just a few thousands that the PDP used to defeat the APC. If we go back to 2019, it was just a few votes as well that the APC defeated the PDP with. Do you understand? Like, there's been an almost equal supportership in Osho State. Maybe for that reason, I feel that you should not use Osho State
as a
parameter. Really.
Okay, another angle that a lot of people have alleged and alluded to, and we're analyzing, so is what we're talking about, is the thing that some party members of the APC did in Osun State.
Okay.
And again, even the PDP candidate had hinted at
he actually said it. He I don't think it was even a hint. I think he was very direct.
I'm just playing it safe, you understand? But it's not as if we're conjuring stories.
Oh yeah.
So if that happens, maybe Dino Melaye has the same arrangement in Lagos. You never can.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. It's very, very possible. So which also lays credence to the fact that somebody had to move from another party, from one party to the other, for the other person to win. So we'll see. It's very possible. You never can say.
It's politics.
Nobody has. There is no permanent enemy. There's no permanent friend. I just feel that for PDP to win a state like Lagos, that has been since 1999 a bedrock for the APC or Bola Tinubu, as the case may be, I think that they need to do a lot of work.
Okay, so can we quickly take another angle as well?
Oh yes, please.
There are other big parties, in quote, big in quote.
Okay.
In quote.
Okay.
Don't start.
I didn't even say. I did not say one word.
Whatever.
I did not say anything.
There are other big parties. One, the NNPP. The NNPP has a large base, of Kwankwasia members supporters
in Lagos.
In Lagos.
Okay.
So the Red Cap movement, they're everywhere.
Okay.
I don't want to give it an ethnic coloration, but it does have an ethnic
coloration. It's almost a regional party.
Yes.
Yes.
So and again, they have some votes coming to them. The Labour Party.
Yeah.
Will also be getting.
Oh yeah. They're getting a lot of.
If not all the votes. Because if you follow, if not all the votes, I'm not saying that's not my statement. This is not me. I'm talking about what people are saying. That in fact, a lot of people have also said the same thing that Dino Melaye has said will happen in Lagos. A lot of Labour Party people have said that they are winning Lagos.
Okay.
I have seen permutations. In fact, I think I've started saving some of those graphics.
Oh yeah. I just think that
because people will tell you that in fact, some people come with figures.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of those on
Lagos,
Twitter.
For instance, they'll tell you in Lagos that the Labour Party is going to get a majority of the votes, and then the APC will come a distant second, and the PDP third. I have heard people say that.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if that also comes into the mix, Dino's predictions might not work because
because there are other parties. I agree with you, because not that maybe APC or PDP will not win Lagos. I personally don't believe any other party is going to win Lagos or the presidential elections for that matter. But the honest truth is that we need to realize that there are other parties now compared to before that have more following, more people with them. It might not be enough to win an election yet, but it's going to be a large chunk of the votes of the APC and the PDP. So yes, I think that those people also should not be overlooked. It's a very, very interesting time. I think that this 2023 elections is going to be it's one for the history books.
Definitely one for the history books, and we are a part of history. You are a part of history, so we'll be bringing different angles.
Oh yes, definitely.
Leading up to it, there'll be a lot more coverage and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the angle of Dino Melaye's statement about.
Oh yeah. So there's still a lot of statements.
More.
So Governor Masari, yeah, has also said in an interview that Atiku Abubakar, now he's saying that he's a veteran contestant and a veteran loser. And I think I watched a bit of his interview.
I think the interview was on TVC.
Yes, he said that they asked him about that. He said that they also asked him about the Labour Party. He said that he doesn't know Peter Obi, and most people do not know Peter Obi, and that he actually acknowledged that Atiku Abubakar is a formidable force, but that Bola Tinubu is the person to beat in this election. Like, he's the one that is going to win, but he acknowledges that Atiku Abubakar is a formidable force, but that he's a veteran in the election business and also in the losing business.
The veteran in the losing business. I remember the rivalry between Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger, and one called the other a voyeur, and one called one an expert in failure. I won't say who said what, but these two went, and that's what comes to my mind with the statements credited to
back and forth.
Governor Masari. Now, I think Governor Masari, in my own opinion, is just playing politics. In reality, he cannot say that he does not know Peter Obi, even if you if you're trying to say that you do not acknowledge the force or the momentum.
You might say that it's,
but don't say that you don't know him. He was a running mate to Atiku 4 years ago. Was a former governor for 8 years. You know, it was a part of the. Yeah,
you can have a few things to say that maybe is
the Jonathan government at some point in some places.
You can't.
So I get what Governor Masari is saying. That I think it's just all politics, because at this point in time,
it's just all politics. Like,
we can narrow our political candidates down to at least 4 or 5. You know, I know a lot of them don't want to hear this, but
weirdly, there's one person that I've been seeing in the news a lot. Not that I'm saying that he's going to win. I think that he's not going to do as badly as just a few thousand votes. It's I think the ADC presidential candidate.
Yeah,
I see him around a lot, covering some ground.
He's actually a very sound person.
I think that is not going.
Remember that he defeated Kingsley.
Yes, Moghalu.
For him to defeat Moghalu, you cannot.
No, I don't know. Don't say that, because looking back, Kingsley Moghalu does not have a lot of
two-time
numbers.
Presidential running person.
Presidential
running
candidate.
Person.
Okay, what
candidate? It's not candidate now.
It was candidate in 2019 now.
Is he candidate now?
And that's what I'm saying. Former candidate.
I said it was a two-time running. Now what for you?
You are looking for trouble.
The truth.
Anyway,
let me put this out there. It sounds like I'm trolling him. He's actually my favorite candidate.
Who?
Kingsley Moghalu.
He's not a candidate. He was an aspirant. My
favorite potential president. The sad part is that
aspirant.
Aspirant, whatever you want to call him. Sad part is that I don't think he understands his politics.
He doesn't.
He is sound, but he needs to get into the politics.
Yeah, people. That's another thing. Yeah, people need to understand the system. They need to work the system. People need to get the fact that it's politics that gets you to the place of governance. At the end of the day, there are definitely a few people that we hear here and there, but yes, like you said, maybe like 4 or 5 people that we can narrow majority of the numbers to. So yeah, we're still talking politics. The former Secretary General of the Federation, let me just put it like
Secretary
that.
Are you okay?
Sorry, Secretary to the government of the. You know what happened to me was
Are you angry?
That there's something about this person.
You're angry.
No, I'm not angry.
You're pissed.
No. When I see his name, there's something that pops in my head. I wanted to say, is it not the person that? But So I was trying to.
I just know that there's something throwing you off, but don't worry about
No, nothing is throwing me off. I just wanted to say something else. So I was trying to, rein it in.
Don't say it.
Anyway, but is he a lie?
That's what.
Is not the one that is at.
I don't know what you're talking
Is he not the one?
Yes, it was actually.
So what am I
There
not
was
saying?
some kind of scandal about
Exactly.
grass cutting or something.
Is he not the one?
Yeah. All right, you're still listening and watching the Boombar on your Boom Radio NG. Now we're talking politics. Dolupo wants to talk about Babachir Lawal.
Yeah.
The man is angry, and this is what he has to say.
Yeah, this is what he has to say. He says that a Muslim ticket is designed to kill and oppress Christians.
Kill, oppress. Okay.
Okay. I think you should talk because I'm trying to
Rein it in.
Yeah,
please do. So, a little bit of context into this is Babachir Lawal is Tinubu's personal friend. Tinubu is the running mate of the APC, and Babachir Lawal is a Christian man, a member of the ruling party from the north.
Okay.
And he's saying that his friend, whom he went to submit his form on his behalf, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Is planning to kill Christians and discountenance the importance of northern Christians and all of that. I feel his pain, but I think, my opinion, that Mr. Lawal or Alhaji or doctor or chief or pastor or bishop Lawal is actually not being real. It's not being factual. In his statement, I think he was speaking to Daily Trust newspapers or something. In there, you would read where he says something like, he's a card-carrying member of the APC.
Why has he not left? You don't like what they're doing. Leave.
And that the party card does not vote. That it is the PVC that votes. Sounds like a threat to me, like, don't worry, we'll show you guys, but we're not going to leave the party. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
And I think he sounds like someone who felt that his closeness to Tinubu
was probably going to get him tickets.
would have made him.
Yeah,
He's not fighting for Northern Christians.
Exactly my point that I'm trying to say here. That
the candidate of choice, because one is a politician, two is friends with the presidential candidate of the party, and three, he has some level of experience.
Yeah. I agree with you. To me, it sounds like a lot of them, though, that in this mix with the APC. Not saying that what the APC did is good or bad. But what I'm saying is that I feel that a lot of these people in the APC are really not fighting for Christians. They're really not fighting for all northern Christians. A lot of these people had done a lot of permutation and combination, and they felt that they were going to be picked. I don't know how anybody, even if Bola Tinubu was going to pick a running mate that was a Christian, that was probably a northerner, I don't know how someone that the acting president sacked feels that it would have been a wonderful idea to pick someone like that. I think that anybody that would have picked him as a running mate, that would be the beginning of the end of the person's. I don't get it.
Another candidate that is in cahoots with, who are they are in sync and they are pushing this agenda, is Dogara.
Yeah, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Northern APC Christian politician.
Yeah. Recent APC.
No, that's where I was going. But it wasn't the APC, won an election, crossed to...
Was a sitting speaker, crossed to the PDP.
And
they're supposed to trust you with the vice presidential candidate.
We're talking about the number 2 position.
I see it. How?
It's
almost like these people feel that people actually have amnesia.
In the case of the PDP, it would have been difficult for Alhaji Abubakar Atiku to have picked someone who recently decamped from the.
You see not what they are doing with their spokesperson. You see what the person is doing. They're embarrassing himself.
Leave that one. We're talking.
He's embarrassing himself.
We're talking presidents now. Leave the other people.
I don't even know why they even.
So it would have been difficult for say, oh, there's someone who just crossed from the APC into the PDP, and they make him a vice presidential candidate. It's going to be hard now. What about the people who've been around?
I've been there.
So but the thing is, at the end of the day, you, the people, have the say. You have the power. You have the right to choose who is your candidate. It's not necessarily anything that anybody is saying. For me, I think Babachir Lawal is not speaking for...
He's overreaching.
He's not speaking for Northern Christians.
Oh, God.
In my opinion.
Okay, let's move on quickly. Still talking politics. There are a lot of politics news today. As APGA is in the news today, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, if I'm right, has declared a 3-day fasting following the death of 2 Anambra State Assembly members. A few weeks ago, one of the members was beheaded.
Yeah.
Sad. And yesterday, news broke that the majority leader of the House had slumped and died in South Africa.
Yeah.
And there is 3 days prayer and fasting.
We talked about the passing of the Speaker of Anambra.
No, not Speaker.
Sorry, Majority
Leader.
Majority Leader. My mistake, and I apologize for that. We talked about the passing of the Majority Leader of the Anambra State House of Assembly yesterday. And of course, you would know that we are a very religious people. Nigerians are very, very religious, you get. So the idea is that when you call for a 3-day fast, people will pray and fast, and what seems like a wave of deaths will stop, which is like they're perceiving somewhere that there might be some kind of evil being cooked up somewhere, and that's why these people are passed. Again, can we understand how the first person was killed? We've not even heard about if anybody has been brought to book for that. But the majority leader that died, we will do ourselves a lot of good if we look into the cause of death.
Yeah.
We need to understand that not everything is spiritual or evil.
Yeah, everything is.
It could have been anything.
It could have been. It's most likely a
person.
health
It
issue.
could have been anything.
The other person that died was kidnapped. We like too much.
So, but praying is not a bad thing, Sha, but let us understand that it's not prayer that solves all problems.
Yeah, at times, finding out the cause of what killed somebody might actually be the saving grace to some other people.
Your Jimmy says Nigeria we hail thee. Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
It's very, 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 very interested on that. Still talking politics. Peter Obi is in the news. First, there's talks about him. There's a tweet that is out that he has he's jetting out to the US. It said that he's supposed to make some stops in Germany, in Italy and Canada as well. Supposed to meet Nigerians in diaspora, talk to them. It's very interesting though, but I have a question when it comes to those things. I see a lot of people do that, not him. Maybe would say when it comes to donations or what's it called, because the last I checked, Nigerians in diaspora don't vote.
That's where you get it wrong. That's
no, that's what I'm trying to.
I like what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So okay, let me not say you got it wrong. That's where a lot of people don't understand. Apart from the exportation of crude oil, the largest inflow of foreign exchange into Nigeria is from Nigerians in the diaspora. Statistically, this is a fact. Like, the money is being remitted from far and wide is from outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
And we run a close-knit system in Nigeria where it's a family-based thing. So, if the people in diaspora are not going to vote, I actually know some who come home to vote.
Oh yeah.
I know 1 or 2 people who will come home, register, and they will go back there. They feel it as a civic duty that they're not going to let go of.
Yeah.
Now there's no diaspora voting yet in Nigeria, but they can influence their relatives, even if it means coercing them, even if it means blackmailing them, even if it means just selling the idea to them that we, your brothers in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Germany, in Australia, wherever they are asking you to vote for this candidate.
Okay, makes sense.
A large chunk of people abroad can do that. That's why, not just Peter Obi, you will find that even Atiku himself,
oh yeah, I see it happen. Like everybody does it. That's what I'm wondering.
And Tinubu and Kwankwaso, they've been going back and forth abroad. That's one. Two, elections cost money, and they in the diaspora, a lot of them feel that they can't come down physically. Like for instance, the cost of flying to Nigeria might be as high as 1.5 million naira or 2 million naira. That they'll rather donate that ticket money.
So
picture a large chunk of people sending money to Peter Obi's campaign. A large chunk of people sending money to any other presidential campaign, Tinubu, Atiku, Showore.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There again is the importance of the diaspora. So regardless of how, now I feel that a lot of them are disconnected, no matter how hard, and that's why we're doing this for you guys. We know you guys are watching us from different parts of the world and listening from different parts of the world. That's why we try to make them see things from different angles too. But a lot of people in the diaspora feel strongly about certain things.
Oh yeah, it's good. You know? I get what you're saying. So I get what you're saying.
It's a good move.
Also, Peter Obi has come under fire on social media again, as he said that he made a statement about the Falconets, talking about them crashing out in the semi-finals of the Under-20 World Cup.
The Falconets are the Nigerian women's Under-20 team. They did very well. Sadly, they crashed out in the quarterfinals. And if you know anybody that's close to the Labour Party or the Peter Obi campaign team, it is time to get people that phone off him.
let people that know things actually
those
put tweets.
Kind of tweets are properly researched and crafted in a way that rather than
is appealing,
bringing you a backlash, it brings you another angle. I've worked on one or two campaigns, and I know that you're supposed to get the best from every walk of life. You know, you get different professionals.
Yeah, there's social media handlers now. It's a job.
The social media handler is even just garbage in, garbage out at some point. Not necessarily, I'm not saying all of them are, but it could just be a guy that is being wired. But I'm talking about a think tank. I'm talking about your backroom staff. You know, we sit down and this is a sports thing, and your principal is going to a sports event. So what are the issues? You're the one that's supposed to craft it and say, oh look, there's a problem with grassroots sports development. Focus on that. Tell them these are the plans that you will do if you become president or when you become president. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. So that you don't lose.
You don't goof.
Now listen.
Honestly, I think he's one too many goofs when it comes to.
It's not one too many yet because he still has a groundswell of support. It's when he gets to that point that you will know. But again, we must understand one thing here. There will be mistakes.
Oh yeah,
all of them will drop a clanger from time to time. All of them will say things out of point, but it should be minimal. Atiku going to the lawyers conference, the MBA, to say he's going to hand over federal universities to state. That's a no-no. that's one of the worst ideas I've heard.
Yeah. Why did that even come up in the first place?
You didn't even have to talk about it. You see, but again, if you were going to talk, look for proper solutions, not this funny, I'm going to, and sure you get. So those are the things that we're talking about. You knew you were going to the NBA conference. You were invited. So you get your think tank ready. It's not just people who are going to come out to abuse people on TV. You get people who are knowledgeable in different aspects of life. You know, get a farmer, get a woman who is a market, get different people who you can tap into their knowledge and say, what do the people really want? What are they talking about? What do they need? This way, your campaign will make sense.
So really, at the end of the day, whatever, no matter how small it is, maybe we should just be sure of what it is that we're putting out there. Also, another person that might have seemed to have goofed is another former senator, Ben Bruce, where it is said that he has deleted a tweet that he claimed that Peter Obi endorsed Atiku.
I feel that Ben Bruce was joking. My opinion. Because at the NBA conference, Peter Obi said something about articulation.
Yeah.
And we all know that in Nigerian political parlance, in our bibliography, our dictionary, our political jargons, certain words mean certain things
now. Yeah, it does.
You can't talk about that bird that flies at night now without people thinking that you're a supporter of somebody. You cannot talk about disobedience or obedience without people thinking you're talking about somebody. You cannot articulate your opinions without people saying that you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? This is how bad things are, but it's all brand issues, and a smart person will know how to play around it. Yes, Peter Obi used the word articulate. Yeah? But when Ben Bruce put out that video, he was just joking. Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't mean it like, yes, he did say in the tweet.
But these days, like you said, everything is picked up.
Yeah, everybody is, they are all gung ho now. Everybody is firing on all cylinders. They are trying to, protect their candidate and fight and shout people down. So they came for Ben Bruce again. Like I said during the time they came for Pastor Pojoye Made, you hold nobody no explanations because you know what you were trying to say, as against what they are assuming that you said, or they are trying to allude to, or distort your message. Do you get? Chimaroke Nnamani, remember him?
Oh yeah,
amazing guy on Twitter. Remember him?
Oh yeah, he says he's off his break now, so he's.
But remember when he was tweeting regularly?
Oh yeah.
Whenever he tweeted something, people came for him, and the man
stood his ground. He definitely.
He's
stood
still
his
there
ground.
today.
Yeah.
In fact, he's growing. His Twitter handle is growing.
He's growing.
People are following him.
Yeah.
He's following people back. He's engaging.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Why apologize
for what you said?
Your intention, when Ben Bruce knows that he was joking. We say, look, guys.
Whatever anybody, I get your point. Like, however you want to put whatever I say is your business.
It's your business. You're the one that interpreted.
You are the owner interpreting it anyway.
I saw a former member of the World Bank, a lady that just joined Peter Obi's movement, call out Ben Bruce on it, and you don't call people out on it. It's a joke. It's
not that deep.
Y'all should chill.
Also, still talking about Labour Party, something popped up right now as the Imo State chapter of Labour Party as today rejected the constitution and inauguration of the Obi Dati Campaign Council inaugurated by Professor Pat Utomi. Now, in a statement, they're saying that nobody has been appointed to the Presidential Campaign Council in Imo State and some other states as well. Hence, the action of Professor Utomi is laughable.
I would usually take this kind of messages with a pinch of salt. I try to hold back until I'm sure of the veracity of the message and everything. There's been a lot of stories about how there's some rancor back and forth, but the Labour Party came out yesterday emphatically to say there are no issues within their party. So if something has gone wrong with the appointment of people to the Presidential Council and as it affects Imo State,
maybe it needs to, because at the end of the day, you want a national thing.
It's something that they have to quickly address, because if you're serious about your campaign, you're serious about taking over governance from the APC and preventing the PDP from getting there, you can't have one state or two states in a dissenting voice, especially in Imo where they have a governor who is APC. You get, so there's a lot of work for you.
Yeah,
to
there's
do
a lot of
in
work
there.
that has to be done
So
there.
go and listen, dear Peter Obi and dear Labour Party. Go and listen to what's happening to your people in Imo and solve that problem before it gets
Quickly.
because these days, they had people. This is the football transfer season. It's also the political
It's not political
season.
transfer season. Everybody's going back and forth. A few days ago, I heard of a particular politician that moved, I think, to an NNPP that says that in just a few weeks he moved, and he says he's tired of the NNPP.
He moves,
That he's
leaving. He hasn't told us where he's going.
Oh my God!
He's a top politician from Kano.
Yeah,
that moved to the NNPP and is left. The funny thing is, also there was this wave of movement in Kano from
and
APC
a lot of people
and PDP
to the NNPP.
and a month or so after,
And there was a
they're
lot
all
of
moving
way
back.
back.
So it's the political season. The window is open. The transfer
window is open.
Sadly, in Nigeria, the window never shuts.
It never closes. Also, talking about the NNPP as we had talked about, armed security personnel has this morning invaded and taken over the NNPC secretariat in Maiduguri, Borno State. This is supposed to be a few days to the unveiling of the state office. The story is that trouble started when the leadership of the party had asked some people to paint the new secretariat, and that on one angle that thugs came to stop the work. Also, there's another angle that the state government actually stopped and put out some banners and all that to stop work in the place. Maybe it's contravening some laws or something. Anyway, as of this morning now, they had policemen had shut the place down, and they've also arrested the senatorial candidate of Borno Central, Honorable Mohammed Atom, who is also the NNPP leader in the state.
Well, we are at a point where people expect that the laws of the land should be suspended. Like, there's governance and there's politics. And the instant opposition people contravene a law and the government reacts to it, or the regulatory bodies react to it, it is politics. But not always politics. Again, if you're serious about what you're doing as opposition, do it within the confines of the law. When they step out of that, then you can
now rearrange the law.
So we need to monitor this situation clearly and closely to find out
what exactly
happened
and what's still happening,
and what are the solutions. But the solution that we're preferring is that even that, okay, let's be real, you also know that even the government people, some of them are going to be ultra vires. They're not going to lay down and allow you come in. So you must go in prepared. Prepared in a way that, check out what happened in Osho. They didn't allow the PDP candidate use the venue that he wanted to use. Abi, he had to improvise. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you do. So you come in with the possibilities that, look, the government might block you here and there. All still within the powers that they were giving, although they shouldn't play it like that, but some do. Yeah? So I think we just monitor this and find out what actually transpired, and was basically advising opposition, and the opposition is all the parties, because it depends on the state that you're looking at.
Okay, so we'll definitely follow that, and let's move on to a little bit of education. ASU is in the news, but before we get to ASU, actually, I didn't even know these people were even on strike as well, as the National Association of Academic Technologists have also suspended their nationwide strike. A few days ago, we heard about NASU and the SANU suspending strike. This one too has suspended a strike. Before that, the Association of, I think it was College of Education, had also suspended their strike. So, it's interesting now that ASU is talking about not suspending their strike. Talking, I know that there was talks of parents talking about paying a 10,000 naira levy every year. They're talking about that. It's not about the 10,000 naira levy. They're also talking about the Abacha loot that was gotten, that the federal government should divert it to pay them their money.
Okay. Which association just suspended their strike again? Please.
The National Association of Technologists.
Like you also said, and we should know. It's our job, We should know, but
yeah.
we didn't know.
No.
But I'm glad that a lot of people are calling off all these academic strikes, and with the possibility that the students will return to school very soon. There's a possibility. And now that you brought in the ASU issue, when I heard the parents, there's a group of parents of Nigerian students that got together and came up with a plan, an idea of paying some kind of levy. It's not part of the school fees, of 10,000 per session, which is, that basically interprets to 10,000 a year. You get. So we have, for instance, an average of maybe 5,000 students per school, right? They're probably more.
Yeah.
Let's say an average of maybe 10,000
10,000
per school every session, and we have about 60 something or so, because not all schools are involved in this. So let's just say 50 schools, yeah, and that's 10 times 50, 10,000 times 50. That's 500,000.
500,000
multiplied by 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Whatever it is, it's a lot of money. And I think the parents who talked about it came up with a solution. We pride ourselves here at Boom Radio that we don't just criticize or analyze, we come up with solutions. So how is it that there's an idea and you're not even going to listen to it?
Oh, they're not listening to it.
Shut it down.
They shut it down, and they're talking about they should use Abuja loot.
Now, our daddy, the daddy of Nigeria, the gift that keeps giving.
Our daddy. Our daddy.
Non-stop giver.
Grandpa is not grandpa. It's not the daddy, it's the grandpa.
The Father Christmas.
The name that keeps giving, even from the grave.
The Father Christmas of all Father Christmases.
All. Nobody, The
man that
shout out to you.
Saw the future.
He saw the future.
And
saw that Nigeria would have needed.
My children will be broke in the future.
I need to save up.
I will keep this money. I will steal it, but I will keep
it. He's keeping it because
you cannot put words in my mouth. Holy wakoba me. Holy wakoba.
What did I do?
I will steal it. That's what he said. And I will keep. That's why they're calling it loot.
Me, I didn't say steal,
I am saying
but
it because that is why the people who are returning the money are calling it loot. Loot, Lokpe. What is a loot? Look at the definition of loot. They did not say Abacha savings. They say Abacha loot. English land so.
Okay,
we are
sorry,
speaking
don't
English.
be offended.
I'm not offended though. I'm not offended. I'm just speaking the truth. So, our daddy, the daddy of the nation,
the daddy of daddies,
has kept money for us again. $23 million. Now, I make light of a serious situation. How much did this man actually steal? That in the space of 14 years or so,
yeah,
we just keep getting,
you
alert.
It's alert, background.
And ASU people are lecturers who are knowledgeable, who are teaching.
That's the sad part. That is.
And they have forgotten that every money returned comes with a caveat.
Yeah.
When some monies were plugged into feeding students, it was not because government actually wanted to use that money that way, but there are conditions surrounding the return of Nigeria's stolen wealth.
I agree.
So are they going to go back?
Say that it's ASU want to. That's the one that hurts me. Like, these people are supposed to be knowledgeable. They're supposed to be learned.
Another statement that was credited to the leader of the lecturers union in Nigeria went something like, government should do what they have to do. It's their schools, like they do in the rest of the world. and that other countries are saying, no, sir, you are not being honest with yourself. You are not being honest with yourself. No be government, they sponsor schools.
Nobody, no.
Education is big business in other
countries. It is. So at times
So,
you begin to wonder, like, are you
indulged
sure that you
for
even
too
know
long.
what is happening?
What are you teaching the students if you do not understand how schools are structured in and around the world? To the point where Nigerian students are even getting scholarships from schools. So what are you talking about? How many scholarships are Nigerian schools giving? What are you guys really on about? I'm not a big fan of her, so I'm not going to lie. For over 40 years, you have held this country by the jugular, and you're still using the same tactics over and over again. Sadly, the students do not see you as the problem. They think government is the problem. Government is a part of the problem, but ASU is the biggest problem. And until the day they learn how to break this cabal and cartel up, we'll continue to have this. We'll continue to have this issue. No, enter bank.
Let CBN
enter bank. The money that they have not even sent. When they say they are going to send money in August, the money might not come until January next year.
It might not.
Enter bank.
Enter bank and let them give you.
Tell them it's your daddy's uncle's mommy's daddy's uncle that gave you money.
I'm still talking about monies that need to be returned and the ones that need to be the EFCC is in the news today as they have officially returned some money. Lots of it though. So remember the story of the man that got what's the word? The fake army general. Yeah. They've officially all the things that he swerved or stole from a particular man has officially been handed to him today.
To him or to the victim?
No, to the victim, the person of Bamidele Safiriyu Olusegun, a property located at 1A Joke Ayo Street, Riverside Estate, Alagbado in Lagos.
That's our area.
A Range Rover Sport.
What color is that Range Sport? Because me too, I'm looking to collect some cars.
A black BMW car, a black Toyota Land Cruiser car, and a white Toyota Hilux. Okay, I have one question though.
You and your evil questions. Anybody that sees this one now, you want to ask her, you think she has one nice?
Yes, I do. I'm actually like genuinely curious.
Okay, yes, I are. Oh, yeah.
And then there was also the sum of 266 million naira, 500,000.
Return to this man too.
Yes.
Is our friend though? Can we be friends?
I have a question.
Yes.
How did one person siphon all that money and property from one person?
Well, you know the story, don't you? You know what he did.
I'm not even sure I understand completely because
it's also
I don't know.
It's also down to us, looking for shortcuts to wealth, shortcuts to government.
Well, this person has a lot of wealth.
Okay, so why did he give him?
No, for you to have all this, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Did you follow the story? Because it's looking like you don't even know why all of those things happened.
I know there was a story of him being saying that he was the new chief of army staff and all that, but I still don't get the angle. I don't know.
Okay, so that means you still didn't follow the story per se. So maybe I will refresh. I know you remember.
Maybe you should.
I will refresh your memory. Man lies that he is a top soldier. He has all the uniforms and the guns, to prove it. Then says that he needs to bribe one or two people to confirm his employment. His appointment to that exhausted
266 million.
Even more than that.
Okay, so what's he using those cars for?
And that is the corruption that I'm talking about. That someone comes to you and he needs to do. Why are you giving him? Because you are also investing in your mind.
Yeah.
When he becomes chief of army staff,
you can get all those things.
You get contracts. You get.
So if that's what it means, even this particular person also needs to be investigated.
Well, under the law, he is safe. He can tell you that the man just came through and said he needed stuff and he gave it to him. And he came to borrow money from him or beg him or whatever. There's a way he can wiggle himself out of this. But it's the guy who claims to be a general that's the real criminal. He's carrying guns about and terrorizing his neighborhood and making people
and all
feel
that.
like he was some kind of general and everything. But again, when it sounds too good to be true,
it is too good to be. You know, it's even a very wide net, because also all the things that, other than all the property that was found in his possession, things like guns that were found in his possession, also investigation needs to go on to find out how he got hold of those things.
Yeah, they will. They've already done that. They've already done those kind of.
Yeah, so those things need to, you know.
If they did, they wouldn't have been able to, you know, as in seal the case or get the case to this point where they're reimbursing the person that he fleeced.
Yeah. So anyway, still talking about the EFCC. The EFCC has now arrested the Director of Finance and Account of the Niger Delta Development Commission. A few weeks ago, I know there have been arrests like here and there, and now there's a conversation of how it was. There's some things that were diverted, about 25 billion tax remittances. Please, can we take it off the table?
I didn't even know what's on. No, yeah, Karen.
There's about 25 billion naira tax remittances. Now, the story is that this is part of investigation that came off the forensic audit that President Muhammad Buhari ordered.
Yes.
And looks like they're saying, the FCC saying that there's going to be more arrests.
Look, it's a long time coming, this arrest. I cast everybody's mind back to the time when the National House of Assembly conducted its own investigations, and there was
there was sleeping and fainting.
Some people pretended that they were dying, and we've not heard anything since then. And you know, when you look at those kind of things, you start to wonder, like, what exactly
was happening? What is happening?
Of the investigations that they were carrying out. On the long run, we need to hear that not just are these people being arrested, they are being brought to book to the point where they are reimbursing the state. The scam that has gone on in the NDDC is too much, to the point where
it's dangerous.
That region should be looking like a Dubai or some kind of haven. But look at what's going on there. My brothers and sisters in the Niger Delta have not felt the impact of the monies released to the NDDC. So if this government is really serious, it's time for them to really step it up now. At least now they have proof that people have stolen.
Yeah. Also, still talking about the FCC has arrested the manager of Cubana Group, Lucky Undukwe, on allegations of money laundering and conspiracy to launder.
The thing about that story is that apparently they've been watching this.
Oh, remember, is it not the same person that the owner of the Cubana Group was arrested? Is the same Cubana Group here?
Yeah, the same Cubana Group. Now, of course, he was arrested and he was released. There was nothing found on him. You know, he's a young man that I actually like the way he's gone about his business. But arresting a top member of his management and actually with allegations of money laundering and attempted money laundering and planning to money launder and whatever. If these charges stick, it might rub off on the owner, you know, in a negative way. So, because a lot of things have been said, and you know, the law is the law. I like to believe that maybe this guy is acting on his own. Maybe he wants to get rich and is looking for other ways to make it, because that might bring down an entire empire. But again, if you're culpable, then that's what it is. But you know, this is a serious matter. It sounds a little bit laid back now, but by the time it hits the fan,
it does. I agree with you. Let's move on quickly from that, and let's move on to something a little interesting, where the Director General of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Darby Erewa, has come out to something, and this is something that, you know, we say a lot here. We talk about Nigerians in distress, Nigerians in a lot of countries, that a few of them are lucky enough to be repatriated. Some, nobody hears about them anymore. And in all these dangerous countries and these dangerous situations, she has now come out to specifically talk about Nigerians moving to northern Cyprus, is saying that it is due to human rights abuses meted out to Nigerians in the country. She said that the country is only recognized by Turkey, and they do not have robust mechanisms that would enable the federal government to pursue justice for several Nigerian students that have been killed. So basically, she's talking about how people should avoid northern Cyprus at all.
This is a public service announcement. If you or anybody you know, any of your words or your relatives or friends or even your enemies are planning to go to northern Cyprus for schooling, please don't. For anything whatsoever, please don't do it. There are a lot of companies that actually ferry Nigerians back and forth now, mainly forth though, for education, and they make money off it. This northern Cyprus is one of the destinations.
Yeah, they do it a lot.
And for a country that's only recognized by only one country, it shows that anything that happens there stays there. Nobody cares, So we didn't have the need come before. Now we do, and let us avoid, things that we don't even need to get into
in the first place.
If you can afford to go to northern Cyprus, you might be able to go
to other places.
Do a little bit of research. There are a lot of people out there now. There's a Waka doctor on Twitter. It just got verified a few weeks ago. There are a couple of other people who are actually into showing people where to get education
but
outside the shores
really,
of
just at
Nigeria.
the end of the day, just be sure, do a lot of research.
Don't allow your relatives or your child or anybody go to northern Cyprus for any reason. Because look, if a country is recognized by only one country, it is not a country.
It's very, 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 very interesting on that. Also, let's move on to something very interesting quickly before we go. Where an Italian man,
Don't do it like this. You are simplifying this
matter.
humongous
Very humongous matter.
Let me come in.
Go ahead.
We all know how serious COVID-19 is.
Oh yeah.
Everybody understands how deadly HIV/AIDS is.
Yeah.
And we're all in awe of the impact of monkeypox.
The recently raging monkeypox now.
Now, how does one human being, not one country, not one city, one human being carry monkeypox, COVID-19, and HIV/AIDS
in one body,
in one human body? How is it possible?
Apparently, it's possible. As an Italian man who just got back from Spain, came back and tested positive after having some funny symptoms. He first tested positive for monkeypox, and then there was like a routine HIV test, and he got tested positive for it. Then he had symptoms of COVID, and voila, has COVID as well.
The Lord bless and keep him. The Lord heal him. Earlier I said that people should not be praying, they should be doing research. At
this point, it needs a lot of prayers. It is.
Pray.
It definitely needs a lot of prayers. Finally, before we go, put it out there. I think that the Champions League draw is today, so we'll know who's playing who for the next set of Champions League games. And I think that there's also awards also today. And also Kobe Bryant's, the late Kobe Bryant's widow has now been awarded $16 million in leaked crash photos suit. On this one, I wanted to say that people that are very quick to be posting other people's business, don't land yourself in jail because you want to post breaking news.
Yeah. So the first responders are guilty of taking pictures of the crash site and sharing it with other people.
Other people.
Not only did Kobe's wife get 16 million compensation, the other family involved too got 15 million. The man who lost his daughter and his wife.
Yeah.
And the thing here is that when they complained about it, the government offered them about 4.1 or 3.1, and they turned it down and said, no, we're going to take everything we can from you guys, because what you did was cause us a lot of trauma and all of that. You know, again, the craze to quickly publish pictures
things,
and everything.
yeah.
Everybody is now CNN and BBC. You know, you all should chill. You know, the family was traumatized. Like, pictures that they probably should never have seen.
Never put out.
Was all over the world.
I agree with you.
So now, guess who's paying? It's the state.
It's the state. The state definitely has to pay all that money. And on that note, that is all we have take today on the Boombar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. It is tomorrow. You know, my hands are itching and it's a lot of music that is coming your way tomorrow. We're going to be here analyzing EPs and music.
We
and
already
all that.
have
At 3 p.m.
Miami
West
and Benson.
African time tomorrow. Keep a date with us. And I promise you it's going to be amazing.
I'm dropping my own single too.
No.